The government of Uganda, through the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, will conduct the National Population and Housing Census in August next year. Uganda last carried out the population census in 2002. However, due to the competing government priorities and lack of funds, this exercise could not be done in 2012. It was postponed to 2013 and later slated for August 2014. According to the Minister of State for Planning, Honorable Matia Kasaija, it will cost the government 157.8 billion Ugandan shillings.
But I want to assure you, money is budgeted for in this financial year. Even for, because it will be held in a different financial year, but the bulk of the money for the preparation is available in this financial year.
Established in 1998 by the government, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, is mandated by the government of Uganda to produce and coordinate the production of statistics in the country.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics is an institution that was established by government in 1998 to produce statistics for the country and coordinate the production of statistics in the country. So we are mandated to produce information which we gather from different areas in the country as primary information, but we also get additional information from our stakeholders. We go and find when information is ready and we pick that secondary information.
According to the Executive Director of UBOS, Ben Paul Monzereza, it is very important that Uganda carries out this exercise now.
A population and housing census is supposed to be conducted once in every 10 years. Now, this period at the international community, we regard this as the 2010 census round. This began in 2005 and is ending in 2014.
Before carrying out a census, it is important to know the people's perception about the exercise.
Basically, it helps, especially when you engaged in organizations that are involved in planning, as well as for the government. Census is very essential because it helps to know who you're budgeting for.
Singa government ebebaza abantu esobola okumanya engeri gyenebategekeramu, engeri gye banaafunamu obujjanjabi oba n'amasomero mu bitundu.
To the layperson, a population and housing census is a mere count of the people in the country. But to the experts, it is a unique and important exercise.
A population and housing census, specifically, is a very big activity where we visit every household in the country and we find out how the household lives, who the people are in the household, how their housing is, how they have different members of the household, what level of education they have had, and so many other things.
During the census exercise, everyone in the country will be counted. This includes even the foreigners who will be in the country during that time. The night of 27th and 28th August 2014 will be the census night, but the actual enumeration will last for 10 days. The data collected during the census is combined at the national level. It provides the government with social, economic and demographic information that offers a clear view of the population characteristics of all the households in the country. This is crucial for decision-making and planning both at the national and local level. The census will not only inform the decision-making by the government, but will enable monitoring and evaluation of social programs, inform public debate, and demand for service delivery.
At the national level, when resources are being allocated to different districts, it is important to know how many people are where. How many people, for example, for the Ministry of Water, if it's going to have a water supply program, then it asks itself, which district has water supply and which one does not? In which district we see many people using unsafe sources of water for drinking? Talking about education, we look at the district, for example, or region, for that matter, which has the lowest enrollment rates for primary school. And therefore, the Ministry of Education can use that to promote education in those particular districts.
At the household level, the census will provide information on housing conditions, household assets and indemnities, access to social services, household-based agriculture activities and debts in the household.
Census is good for the government in terms of budgeting for the size of the population, in terms of delivery of adequate social services to the population. And that is something good where it comes to deliver health services, good infrastructure and other social amenities.
There is an acceptable margin of error in every data collection exercise. The quality of data can only be determined by the accuracy of the information provided by the public.
Quality basically looks at several dimensions. I know sometimes you only equate quality to accuracy. Quality looks at accuracy, timeliness, relevance, comparability, consistency. So for a lay person, when for instance you're asked, what is your age? It's important that you give us the right age. Because then the government policies targeted to a particular age group will also include you. So we appeal to the government to give us accurate information. When the enumerator reaches your household, give us accurate information about yourself, about the status of your house, and about those other things that you'll be asked in the instrument.
According to UBOS, about 80,000 enumerators will be recruited by UBUS to supervise the census exercise, while about 8,000 people will be employed as supervisors.
These enumerators will be recruited at their respective sub-counties. We shall have a supervisor at the sub-county who will be recruiting the enumerators. One of the requirements in the recruitment or in the census exercise is that the people who carry out the enumeration should be socially acceptable to the general public. Therefore, we want the recruitment to be done as close as possible to where the enumeration will be. That's why we are taking it down to the sub-county.
The 2014 population census will be held under the theme, Counting for Planning and Improved Service Delivery. It will be relaunched on November 18th, 2013, which is the Africa Statistics Day, and thereafter, a publicity and advocacy campaign will be rolled out throughout the country.
We have a robust publicity strategy that will enable us to undertake both publicity and advocacy programs using various interest groups. And among these, the key one, the media, both electronic and print. Will be using those radios that have widest coverage in the country. We'll be using newspapers that have wide circulation for those who can read. but we'll also be using other interest groups like the civil society, religious leaders, political leaders, especially our parliamentarians should play a key role, and the district leaders. We are mobilizing all these to see that they play a key role in sensitizing the people.
The technical preparations for the 2014 Population and Housing Census have been ongoing for the past 4 years. The first phase was census mapping, which is the demarcation of the country into districts and lower administrative units, then zoning them into enumeration areas.
These are areas that will be covered by one person at the time of the enumeration. For the 2014 census, the country has been zoned into about 80,000 enumeration areas.
Alongside the mapping, UBOS embarked on developing the Population and Housing Census instruments. One such instrument is a standard questionnaire. This contains a series of questions that have been listed by UBOS after wide consultation with the other stakeholders. It is meant to collect data to address the different aspects of the household throughout Uganda.
We develop a standard questionnaire which is used to collect the information about the members of the households. A household is something similar to a family, but not exactly a family, but people who live together. So we find the people in their homes and collect information about the members of the household and also the conditions of housing, of the housing where they are staying.
The census questionnaire is one of the most powerful and comprehensive tools of data collection. It is clearly designed to address specific aspects of an individual household and the community at large. Some of the key elements in a questionnaire include the sex of the household members. This is useful for computing gender-responsive indicators on fertility and mortality. It also addresses the age structure and the parental survival propensity. The questionnaire also looks at the nationality, literacy levels, communication, and most importantly, housing conditions of the population, among others.
By going to households, we know how many people are in each of these households, the kind of houses they live in, whether they are grass thatched or whether they have iron sheets, whether they are made of bricks or it's mud and water. We also find out their sources of water. We also find out what kind or level of education the members in this household has received.
Due to overpopulation and poor housing planning, some areas like Bwaise in Kampala have poor sanitation and drainage systems. The sanitation facilities like the garbage disposal units and toilet facilities are under pressure from the dense population. Household characteristics is another element that a census questionnaire addresses. This topic includes questions on the source of fuel for cooking, availability of clean water and its accessibility, toilet facilities, waste disposal, types of bathrooms and kitchens. The questionnaire will find out how a household acquires its information. Is it through other people, print or electronic media? It will also establish how a particular household and hence a region earns its living. A household's assets will be used to determine the quality of life of particular individual households and the community at large. After the preparation phase and 9 months to the enumeration, UBOS will undertake a public awareness creation campaign.
And the aim of this is to inform the public of the intention of the exercise, what the public is expected to benefit out of this exercise, and what we expect them to do when we go out for the enumeration. It's quite important that they understand all these facts clearly, so that when we go out to do the enumeration, which takes place over a period of 10 days, they know what their role is at that time.
The sensitization campaign will help members of the public to learn and understand the census process, content, purpose, and its advantages.
This information is for planning purposes. And when we get it from you, we provide it to government for use. And therefore, people shouldn't get worried about this. And when we are getting this information, we come to you in broad daylight.
It is estimated that Uganda's population will hit 36 million people at the time of the census, from 24.7 million people recorded during the 2002 population census. This has been attributed to lower mortality rates, better maternal care, and high fertility rates.
Immediately after delivery, of course, we have to care for the mother and the baby. Both baby and mother are checked from head to toe, to see how healthy they are. In case of any problem, the doctor intervenes, or any other person work together as a team. And after 6 hours, our mothers are also checked from head to toe. And we always stay with them for 24 hours.
In the same vein, however, the steady population growth has mounted pressure on limited resources like land. Is a landing site that connects to Buvuma Island by ferry. This center, best known for silver fishing, is starting to feel the pressure of overpopulation.
This place, it has got a fluctuating population. During the busy time, this small fishing village, stroke landing site, can have about 40,000 people.
The 2014 National Population and Housing Census data processing is expected to be completed in the 2015-2016 financial year. The final results will be useful in determining how to appropriately allocate the scarce resources and inform policy. The results will also arm communities with information for demanding and monitoring service delivery.
My appeal to all the people of Uganda is that you should come forward and accept to be counted and ensure that you give us reliable information, because your input will determine the success of this important national activity that provides the information that is required for planning for you.
So we'd like to request you to cooperate. We'd like to request you to welcome our enumerators who will be coming to your homes. We'd like to request you to tell your neighbors that they should cooperate in this census, because it is for our own good. As a country, it is for our good. If we have accurate population figures, then it will support our planning process.
As Uganda marks this important milestone in 2014, don't just be a bystander. It is your right and duty to provide quality data that will ensure better living standards and a better Uganda for the next decade. I count. You count. Together, we count.